Once, in a small coastal town surrounded by green hills and singing birds, there lived an old gardener named Elias. Elias had spent more than 40 years growing flowers, fruits, and trees in his little garden by the sea. Every morning before sunrise, he would walk to the garden, carrying a small wooden basket and humming softly. The townspeople often saw him tending to his plants as if he were talking to them. They said, "Elias has magic in his hands. Everything he touches blooms." But one year, everything changed. A powerful storm hit the town. The winds screamed, the sea roared, and the rain fell like endless arrows. The storm lasted 2 whole days. When it finally passed, the town was silent. Elias walked out to his garden, but what he saw broke his heart. The trees were uprooted, the flowers were gone, and even his oldest orange tree, the one he had planted with his late wife, had fallen to the ground. He sat beside it quietly, his eyes filled with tears. That garden had been his life, his comfort, and his companion. The next morning, people came to see him. One young man said, "Elias, I'm so sorry. Your garden is destroyed. Maybe it's time to stop. You're old now. You've done enough." Elias smiled faintly but said nothing. That night, he sat on his porch, listening to the sound of the waves. The wind was calm again, but his heart wasn't. He thought about giving up, but something inside whispered, "The storm only tests what's still alive." The next morning, before anyone else woke up, Elias picked up his shovel and went back to the garden. He started clearing the fallen branches, removing broken roots, and cleaning the soil. Day after day, he worked quietly. People watched from afar, shaking their heads. "Why is he wasting his time?" they said. But Elias didn't listen. One evening, his neighbor's little daughter came running to him. "Grandpa Elias," she said softly, "why are you planting again? Won't another storm destroy it?" Elias looked at her and smiled. "My child, maybe. But I plant not because I know the storm will never come. I plant because I know I will see flowers again." Months passed. The town slowly rebuilt itself. And slowly, green began to return to Elias's garden. Tiny leaves pushed through the soil, small buds appeared, and life found its way back. A year later, the garden looked even more beautiful than before. The people who once called him foolish now came to admire his work. The young man who had told him to stop visited and said, "Elias, you were right." "Your garden survived after all," Elias smiled and said, "No, my friend. The garden didn't survive. We did." The young man looked puzzled. Elias continued, "Storms don't only destroy what's outside. They test what's inside us. If we stop believing, if we stop trying, then the storm truly wins. But if we keep planting, despite fear, loss, or pain, then we have already defeated it." The young man nodded slowly, realizing the depth of those words. From that day, many people began to visit Elias, not just to see his garden, but to talk to him. He shared his seeds, his stories, and his wisdom. He taught them that growth isn't just about flowers and trees. It's about patience, hope, and courage. Years later, when Elias was gone, the town decided to name that place the Garden of Hope. Children played there, old people came to rest, and travelers stopped to take a moment of peace. On a small wooden sign near the entrance, there were a few simple words carved by hand. "No storm lasts forever, but hope must." If you found this story inspiring, give it a like and share it with someone who might need a little hope today. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that touch the heart and feed the soul. Until next time, keep growing, no matter how strong the storm.